Hey everyone, welcome. It's MJ here with Lumia Wellness, and today we're going to be talking about this footboard right here. This is a great way to add versatility to your exercises, but moreover strengthen your postures, your poses, your ability to stand, and as well as reduce injury and risk for your feet. So there's many things that you can do with this footboard, be it add it to your regimen so that you have a nice balanced exercise that is focused on the stability muscles of the legs and ankles and feet, but also a way to stretch the foot and the feet as well so that you have more wellness and overall holistic balance within your exercise and routine. So this is a great fun board to add into your workout or your exercise. There's a lot of different ways to be able to customize this, and I'm going to run through a couple of different exercises to show you how you can maximize this footboard and start to incorporate it into your exercise or yoga or any other kind of rehabilitation or recovery routine that you might have. So let's start first with the heel mobilization. You'll see here that the back of the boards, there's two boards that are attached by a nice thick little rope here, and there's some velvet or Velcro on the back. Now we've got three rods. We've got a long rod and a short rod. And we're gonna go ahead and take this long rod, we're gonna remove it, take it and place it evenly across the bottom of the larger foot pad here. Now from here, we're gonna take our smaller rods like this, and then we're gonna go ahead and place one right here at the center of the top. And then this one at the bottom pad is gonna go right in the center, up and down like this. So they're perpendicular to the rods at the top. Now for heel mobilization, what this is gonna do is it's gonna allow us to have a lot of stability in the front. So we're gonna bring the ball of our foot here, but our heel is gonna be on the back. Now you really wanna make sure that you spread your weight evenly across your feet, even spread those toes, get a lot of nice groundedness, centeredness in the feet, and then you can start to feel that heel shift side to side. So this is a nice heel mobilization exercise that you can do here by simply moving the rod either inside or outside. You're going to be able to do inversion by moving the rod to the outer side of your heel, depending on what foot you're on. So if I'm using my left foot, it's going to go to the outer left side of this pad right here, and that's going to be for the inversion. And then if I want to move it to the inside, that's going to be for the eversion. So you're going to see that I'm going to be able to rotate my foot and then come here. So we're going to rotate that foot with a little weight, rotating the heel as far as we can towards the outer edge, and then coming back to center. Now again, this would change to do the eversion by moving the rod to the inner side of the foot, and then you have to just keep in mind what foot you're actually working on. We're going to go ahead and move this to what's called forefoot mobilization. So we're going to move this around where we're going to take this smaller rod and place it on the outside of the smaller pad just like this. Now this long rod, center it on the long pad like this. So basically the same thing that we did on the upper part, stabilizing that flat pad, the larger pad, but this time we're stabilizing the heel pad, and then we're mobilizing the front of the foot pad like so. Now keep in mind, as you do these exercises, you can hold on to a wall or a chair just for some support, but if you feel really sturdy like this, you can see how nice it gives that nice forefoot mobilization going on. Now we can take these rods, take them off, and place one of these small rods across the top of the large paddle. And this is going to create a little slant. And as we press our foot into that slant, we can go ahead and give ourselves a nice calf stretch. We can turn this around and put this small rod on the small pad up front here and rotate it around, now placing our toes on that small pad, and then we can go ahead and do a nice toe stretch here because of the higher slant. Now for a nice plantar fasciitis stretch, we're going to take the smaller rod and put it at the bottom or the base of this other board. We're going to flip it around so you see we've got front and back of each board. And then we're just going to bring our foot here and allow it to rest and allow that plantar fascia to give a nice stretch. So we're going to go ahead and flip the board and take our long rod right here and place it across the bottom of the long board. And we're gonna take the small rod off the short board and place it centered so it's just perpendicular with that long rod. Now, as we flip it over, we're gonna be able to do that heel activation by placing our ball of our foot on the front board and then our heel on the back board, where you can see that the heel can tilt side to side, creating a little bit of instability so that we can go ahead and strengthen the ankle. Now, the goal would be to lift up the opposite foot so that all the weight is on the footboard. Now, this could create more instability, but it'll help us create more challenge so that we strengthen the ankle. And you can optionally place a toe here or gently hover your foot next to the ground just to keep a little bit of stability and support. Now we're gonna flip the board so we can do some forefront mobilization. So placing this long rod here at the center and the other two rods on the outer parts of the small pad, we're gonna rotate it, and then just like we did before, the forefront mobilization, we have this going on, but the instability now happening at the front of our foot. And if you can, go ahead and lift the opposite foot, again using the toe or just hovering that foot lightly on the ground for extra support. But now we can also do the same thing as we did with the heel, and by moving this longer rod to the outside, we can focus on inversion depending on what foot you're at. So if I've got my left foot, I'm gonna put it on the outer left of the board. And then by moving it to the inner side of the board, then I can start to work on the eversion aspect of this mobilization. Last but not least, we have the full foot activation. And we simply do this by moving this back to the center, the long rod. We're removing the short rods, putting a short rod in the center of the short pad. And then we've got it right here, and you can see this whole foot now becomes activated, and it's activating side to side. So this is gonna be the most difficult exercise in terms of balance. So you can see I'm just lifting my opposite foot up and down gently so that I can maintain balance as best as possible. The thing is to remember, keep that core tight, stand up nice and tall, and just use that other foot for stability and support. It's okay if you're wiggling on this a second at a time. You're gonna get that nice heel activation still. So you can see there are a lot of different ways to utilize this board. There's a lot of variety that you can do for exercising, mobilization, and stretching. It's so simple and easy to take around, and it's really easy to just incorporate. So thanks for joining me here. Give it a shot, and hopefully you enjoy your Lumia Wellness Footboard.